Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Hated NFC rival could stick it to Cowboys with ex-Stars signing. It is a fairly significant surprise that, for weeks after the opening of NFL free agency, Cowboys cornerback Stephon Gilmore is still somehow unsigned. Few players have as sterling a resume as a defensive back as Gilmore, who has 5 Pro Bowl appearances, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, a Super Bowl ring and a Defensive Player of the Year award to his credit. Gilmore is 33 and has 12 years of NFL wear and tear on him, which includes a shoulder injury that he tried to play through back in January. He subsequently had surgery on the shoulder, though he should be ready for the start of the 2024 season. Despite all that, Gilmore has shown he can still be a shutdown corner. He allowed a passer rating of 82.7 when balls were thrown his way, which is the highest of his career but still a dependable number for a starting corner. As a team, the Cowboys allowed an 84.3 passer rating, which was 9th best in the NFL. But Gilmore remains a free agent. At Bleacher Report, though, they're advocating for that to change, and in the worst way possible for the Cowboys, with Gilmore going to the hated NFC East rival Eagles. Signing Gilmore as a dig at the Cowboys was one of the prime benefits for the Eagles, according to writer Matt Holder. Here's how he sees the signing from the Eagles' perspective, as if the Cowboys-Eagles rivalry doesn't have enough drama already. Beyond sticking it to their division rivals, cornerback was a weak spot for the Eagles last year as Darius Slay battled injuries and James Bradberry showed signs of regression. While signing Gilmore won't make the position group any younger, he'd give Philadelphia another veteran option to turn to in case Slay struggles to stay healthy again or Bradberry doesn't return to his 2022 form. It would be ideal if Gilmore found a home in the AFC among the many teams that need a cornerback. The Raiders would be ideal, a team that could use Gilmore and will not be facing the Cowboys in 2024. The other team Holder has potentially landing Gilmore is only slightly more offensive than the Eagles, though, the 49ers, where Gilmore could presumably chase the Super Bowl ring he was not able to get in Dallas. Of course, Gilmore would be welcomed back to Dallas by fans and coaches alike, except that it appears that the Cowboys have no plans to bring him back. Third-year corner Darren Bland's breakthrough season and the impending return of Trayvon Diggs from his ACL injury likely will fill the starting roles at the corners in Dallas, though the team certainly could use some depth at the position. Gilmore will be a bargain for whomever winds up signing him. He is coming off a contract in which he earned $20 million over 2 years, originally signed by the Colts in 2022. According to Spotrac, he has a market value of $11.4 million on a 1-year deal. Given his age, that makes some sense. Pro Football Focus projects a Gilmore deal at 1 year, $10 million. The site summed up his free agent credentials. Gilmore's trade from the Indianapolis Colts to the Dallas Cowboys this offseason got him back to playing contending football, and he hasn't skipped a beat at any point as he's moved around over the past few years. Gilmore still thrives in single coverage and can jostle with the more physical receivers who play through contact, timing his leap well on contested catches and jumping routes with top-end play recognition. Dallas Cowboys CeeDee Lamb responds to holdout rumor. The Dallas Cowboys have set their eyes on the coming week when they are drafting wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Seeing that the Dallas Morning News reporter Michael Jelken has highlighted dissatisfaction with current contract conditions, Lamb is being closely observed as a potential candidate for a contract holdout. Lamb, a former first-round pick of the Cowboys in 2020, has performed above and beyond the expectations of his contract, which commits him to $17.99 million in earnings for the 2024 season, after the Cowboys exercised the 5th-year option in April 2023. During the 2014 season, where Lamb set several new record-breaking marks, i.e. franchise-based single-season, receptions, receiving yards, and the most catches therefore, ended up being selected as a Pro Bowl team and, eventually, getting a first-team All-Pro honor seemed to be a cheap bargain. Winning, "I'm looking forward to winning and being out there with my guys, and making another run at this thing," Lamb told TMZ before circling back and adding, "Yeah, I'll be in Dallas." The most is high in anticipation of Lamb's contract, with experts going all out to see the wide receiver more powerful than Tyreek Hill's $30 million career paycheck with Miami Dolphins. The uncertainty of whether there will be a guaranteed extension of his contract could be a decisive factor for Lamb, deciding to take part in all upcoming team activities such as meetings, strength training, and workouts. Even though minicamp and live defensive drills take place on May 24 and June 4, respectively, and it's all up in the air whether or not Lamb signs up for them. Gelkin notes that Lamb has a tradition of organizing off-season throwing sessions with quarterback Dak Prescott and fellow Cowboys receivers. Additionally, once the mandatory minicamp begins, Lamb might choose to hold in, attending but not participating in activities that could lead to injury. The Cowboys have publicly prioritized extending Lamb's contract, but they also face the challenge of negotiating other key contracts, particularly those of Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. On Friday, Parsons said, "I do know they've got to get Ceedee Lamb done. I think that's the priority right now, but if they're ready to talk about a deal and get a deal done, I'd be super excited. I'm ready to be a Cowboy for life. This is the team I wanted to be with, pre-draft. This is the team that I want to win a championship with, and what's meant for me is what's meant for me." Cowboys in danger of holdout from potential $115 million star, report. Just when fans thought the Dallas Cowboys offseason could not go much worse, the team is now in danger of a potential holdout from Ceedee Lamb. The Dallas Morning News' Michael Gelkin reported that Lamb is not expected to participate in off-season workouts unless a new contract extension is reached. Keep in mind, the majority of these spring and summer workouts are voluntary, but this could present an issue if no new contract is in place ahead of Week 1. The Cowboys will start their spring workout program April 15, Gelkin wrote in an April 8, 2024 story titled, "A Potential Holdout by Ceedee Lamb Looms for the Dallas Cowboys." Barring a contract extension that, when complete, is expected to make Lamb the highest-paid wide receiver in NFL history, Lamb won't take the field. At least, that is the precedent he appears certain to follow. Lamb's agent, Tory Dandy, did not respond to a request for comment on whether Lamb will accompany teammates at Ford Center at the Star for the Cowboys' spring workouts. But of course, Dandy and Lamb are aware attendance is voluntary for the bulk of spring. Here is what you need to know about Lamb's contract status. Lamb's 4-year, $14 million rookie contract has ended, but the Cowboys picked up the wideout's 5th-year option for 2024. The star is slated to have a $17.9 million salary for this season, but would potentially be eligible to be a free agent in 2025. Lamb is seeking a long-term contract extension and is headed for a significant raise. The star could be approaching an average salary of close to $30 million. Lamb is likely to point to a career season where the receiver posted 135 receptions for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns in 17 starts during 2023. Spotrac projects Lamb's market value to be a 4-year, $115.4 million deal. This would give Lamb an average annual salary of $28.8 million. For context, Miami Dolphins star wideout Tyreek Hill signed a 4-year, $120 million deal. This gave the Dolphins receiver an average annual salary of $30 million. All this comes as Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons are among the Cowboys who are in line for sizable extensions. Prescott's projected market value is a 4-year, $203 million contract. Parsons' market value is also significant with a 4-year, $101 million projected deal. The bill is coming due for the Cowboys on several of the team's current star players. Oddly, owner Jerry Jones openly debated whether having Lamb is preferable over having 4 or 5 players. "He's out there and he's more valuable than anybody else," Jones said on March 26, 2024, per DallasCowboys.com's Nick Harris. But that valuable, to have to give up 4 or 5 players to have him, you have to get that reconciled. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a lot quicker and easier said than done. There is no need for the Cowboys to hit the panic button on Lamb this early in the offseason. Yet, the level of concern will ramp up as fall approaches if no new deal is signed. And you, fan, what do you think of the situation of CeeDee Lamb? Leave your opinion in the comments.